Good day, folks. Thank you so much for joining. Today we have with us Anam Shaikh, came to Canada 2018, did her master's from University of Toronto, then went on to do her CPA. Lots of interesting things that she's been doing in her life here in Canada. So without having me to introduce her any further, let us give the opportunity. So Anam, if you can get started by telling us a little bit about yourself first.
Thank you, Sadhbhai, for giving me this opportunity to tell my journey and maybe inspire or help somebody who is in a need, because that's basically what I did too when I came here, and when I was looking for jobs. I was talking to as many people, and I was getting whatever advice that was out there that people had people who had gone through similar journey were able to give me. So thank you so much for that. I'm Anam Shaikh. I'm a CPA. I've been an accounting and finance professional for a very long time. I did my bachelor's from LUMS in Pakistan in accounting and finance, and then I worked for a couple of years. I moved to Dubai right after my bachelor's, and then I worked a couple of years in Dubai in the same field in the accounting and finance. I was working with Aga Khan Foundation as a finance manager. I was providing all the financial management services for one of their preschools and a resource center. And then in 2018, I moved to Canada. And when I was working in Dubai, I realized that in my field, to grow, I need to have a professional designation. Like, the bachelor's and the master's did not matter as much as the professional designation. And I think it's happening in a lot of fields now. We have these professional designations for human resources and all the other fields as well. So when I moved here, and I had to so basically, I moved here because I have 3 kids. My first 2, they were born in the US. And then I got pregnant the 3rd time, and I was like, I cannot make him a Pakistani because he's not going to be happy. So we had our PR at that time. So I decided to move here with the kids. And I think the most difficult part was leaving my job. And when I left my job and, I came here, I thought that this is an opportunity for me to go back to studies and to get my professional designation. But I was also hearing, I was talking to a lot of people when I was moving here, and I was also hearing from a lot of people that you need to have like a Canadian qualification to to get a good job. I won't say that's necessary, because I did meet a lot of people who did not have a Canadian qualification, and even with their Pakistani bachelors, they were able to they're doing really good in their professional careers. But I think that because I had the opportunity, I left my job and I was here and I didn't have anything. So I had that time, the gift of time. And then I think I had the opportunity also because my ex-husband was in Dubai at that time. So financially, we could afford it. So I decided to do an accredited master's that took me all the way to the end of CPA. And then I, just for people, just for creating awareness, I think there are lots of options available here in Canada as well. So if you explore, there's OSAP, there's lots of things that you could do. I had always done really good in my studies and my career, so I could apply for some scholarships as well. So I got, like, my fees, we get scared that it's really high. So first of all, I think everybody know that for PR card holders, we pay the local fee, so it's not as high as for the international students. And then there are lots of options. There are like lots of scholarships for women. If you have like good grades, if depending on a lot of things, there are lots of options. So I got some scholarships. I got quite a bit, and you don't have to just get one. So you can approach like different organizations and secure different scholarships. So I got some scholarships, and then I got some OSAP as well. So it was manageable. It wasn't, I didn't have to kill myself to do this master's. So I did this master's. It was very hard. This was my second master. So I also have a master's from UK, from University of Warwick, which is a slightly different topic. So in between, when I was working in Dubai, I decided to explore like a different area. So I was always in accounting and finance. So I thought that, maybe I should explore a different tangent. So I did another master's in business analytics and consulting. But when I came back after doing that master's, my job was in finance. So my career started growing in accounting and finance. So anyways, it was my second master's and it was very, very hard. It wasn't, and I think it could be because it was an accredited master, so they have to maintain a certain kind of standard. So I had like 8 modules in one semester, and then there were the hackathons and case competitions. It was very hectic. But long story short, I did that master's, and then after I was done, and it was also so I also had 2 co-ops during that master. So I did both of my co-ops with RBC in tax. But then after I did that master's, I didn't know like how to approach, because a lot of my colleagues, a lot of the students in my class, a lot of the job opportunity that were getting posted in my course were for for entry level students, and my co-ops were very basic admin work as well. So I just didn't know how to go about it. Like I was being told when I would go and speak to my career counsels, I was being told to underplay my prior experience if I have to get like, if I have to apply for those positions. And I was just, talking to a lot of people, doing everything that everybody was telling me. So
No, makes sense.
somebody would,
Absolutely. It was
somebody would tell me to,
eventually,
just go to
eventually
move
you
fast.
landed where you did land. But so in your current role right now, Anam, what is it? What is in the one day in the life of Anam?
So I'm currently working as a finance manager at Vercity. It's an asset management company. So what we do is we provide financial and management services for social infrastructure projects, for public-private partnership projects. So for example, projects like hospitals, highways. So what happens is that these projects, they're government-owned projects, but they get allocated. So the government, they sign like 100-year long leases to private investors to run these projects. And then these private investors, they're like big investment companies, but they don't have like, they don't like form like a full team on these projects. So they outsource the financial and management services. So that's
Got
where
it.
we come in.
Mm.
So I currently work on, I have 4 projects. 2 of them are hospital, and one of them is a roads project. One of them is a toll project in the US. So I basically, I have a team of staff accountants and management accountants, and we basically provide A to Z all the financial services. So we do their AP, AR, we do their all the accounting work, bookkeeping, all the bank management, preparing financial statements, getting them audited, making sure all the compliances are met. So, the lenders have their documents on time, the financial statements are available to them on time. So basically make sure that they're fully compliant and they're
Makes
fully
sense. Absolutely.
functioning.
Good to know that. One last question for you, Anam. For those who are moving to Canada, just briefly, if you, I know you talked a lot about the whole experiences that you had and what kind of journey you led into, but if you were to give yourself, Anam, moving into Canada, what is the advice that you would give to yourself to do?
I would say talk to as many people as you can, and then make your own decisions. I mean, don't blindly follow all the advices like I did, but with time, with time you learn and you recognize that, because everybody has their own journeys and own experiences, and everybody's. It's not that people are telling you wrong thing. If somebody's telling you that you need to have Canadian qualification to become something in Canada, it's what their experience entails, right? So. Just see what works for you, and then what matches with your circumstances. So I think that's how I landed my job as well. I
I
just
think the bottom line is you got to make your own journey, right? You can't
You've got to
rely
make
on
your own
anybody else.
journey,
Yeah,
but you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
the
So just
true.
just talk to people, get advice, because there are really there are people who've gone through all sorts of journeys here,
Yeah.
right, in Canada. So, and I think what really helped me was when I was looking for a job, I was just that's when I approached you as well. So I just spoke to a lot of people, and I wouldn't say that directly, networking and just speaking to as many people helped me, but it helped me in many other ways. It helped me. So when I would talk to people, it helped me perfect my own story. It helped me, know when I would go for interviews, let's say, what are the important aspects that I need to mention and what I could filter out. So I think that way. And then for me also, I think it helped me boost my confidence, because when I spoke to so many people and I would tell them that, what I had done. So I was solo parenting at the time I did my master's. And I got like, so for us, I feel, especially Pakistani women, or maybe not Pakistani women, just me, I feel that we belittle ourselves a lot, like, just to fit in with the society. We underplay our feminine side and our feminine roles. So for example, initially I didn't want to tell people that I am single parenting 3 kids, because I didn't want them, for example, if I'm interviewing for a job, I didn't want them to think that, oh, she wouldn't be able to handle the job because she has like so many other responsibilities. But after speaking to so many people, after understanding that the culture is not this in Canada, I actually, people appreciated that I did whatever I did while solo parenting 3 kids, and it basically helped them understand me as a person, that I'm capable of doing that. So I think, when you speak to people, it just, it gave me a lot of self-confidence as well, that, I have a unique story, and whatever I'm doing, it's not small.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anam, for sharing your story with us today. It was very nice to hear all the things that you went through. And hopefully, you know what, in a later session, we'll probably make a more deeper dive to talk about some of the couple of things I think which need much more detail and rigor in a conversation. So thank you at least for today, and we will circle back with you again. Thank you.
No, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.